Good morning, Mr. Saho. Welcome to the TRRC.
Good morning, Mr. Fall.
Mr. Saho, we do interpose interpretation in one of the local languages. Would you choose a local language in which you would want your testimony to be interpreted into?
Wolof or Manika?
Your choice. Yesterday we did Wolof, today we can do Mandinka.
Okay.
That's fine with you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have Mandinka interpretation, please. And as a matter of protocol, we encourage you to listen to the interpretation or to allow the interpretation to finish before you respond. We know that you are proficient in the English language, but don't be tempted to just respond immediately after my question. You have to wait for the interpretation and then you answer. We need to do that so that whatever is being said would be captured in the record and would also reflect itself in the transcript. Otherwise, the interpreters would have difficulty trying to decipher what is being said. Do you understand?
Thank you.
I encourage that we observe that discipline so that we can have a good record. You have just taken an oath to speak the truth.
Yes, I do.
I am sure you are aware that it's a crime, it's an offense in this country to lie on the oath.
Andung ako ajikita nyina ko ye inkala mutala ko nyimuluwa tinyaldi tumalamena ye kalota ibina ela sedan rodila ina na kuma soto balofo.
It is also an offense to lie before the commission or to provide false or misleading information to the commission.
Anu hanin kabi luwa tinyala mfanam TRRC nyati ngola jantumala men yela kalota ibine ela seda rodila yana na kuma soto balofo waranto e kuma soto fo me alonko abe commission filindi lale obe mu luwa tinyaldi.
Yes, I do.
Today we want to talk to you about a few things.
Bi mbelafla diamule ku dantanna.
You have been served with a notice of adverse mention.
Letaro ditele kay tandila ko itu fota janne.
And the notice is just to serve you, provide you with information of allegations against you.
Andu letaro nyin men ditela wala nyin kay tandi ko fannal la men yalon ko itu fota o fannal la ko tumiro late ka wallalla.
And to give you the opportunity to respond to those allegations.
Andu hanin kabi wala sabu ye kuma nyam puri ka harjo fanan di fanan puri ye jabiro ke o tumiro la.
These are only allegations.
Yulam tumiro dronti.
They are not findings of the commission.
Manke ko commission ye wala je wala sabatita de.
So that's why you're given an opportunity to respond to them.
Wala sabu commission ye silo di la puri ye na jam puri ye jabiro ke o tumiro la menu late kam.
Your responses and the evidence that you produce together with all other evidence that have been produced on the particular issues that concern you would all be analyzed by the commissioners with a view to drawing their own conclusions as to what is the truth. So you are also encouraged to provide the evidences that you have. In response to the allegations against you. In this commission, we try to pride ourselves with the fact that we value fairness to people who appear before the commission.
In commission nyati jang akakembulu sio baldi ngakata nyasio be nyama sede o sede bina jangi be murani nyala me yalon ko be kanyan lale.
And in that regard, be rest assured that the evidences that you produce would be given the due consideration that they require.
Andinga bi be la man yandi la nyinna ko ibina sedandro men di la jang abekela sedandre me yalon ko commission batala ni sobe alla.
You are called for two purposes.
Dalila fula ye kumande wala jang.
One is for you to respond to the adverse mentions.
Killing wala mi pure jabiro ke ito fota cool mentro.
And the second is for you to help the Commission to better understand the NIA and what used to happen in that institution.
Fulanyom mendi wala nyinti puru ite fam kunni ye commission o ma koy puru nga long NIA bunda do ko bunda sifalem andu mu nek kulle ka tamanu je ite mel long.
So that we can help reform that institution and make it fit for purpose.
Isajensi udinkira nyingo memu NIA tinzije ta nga loku isaje dalilo me ya sabu ya londi dalilo men kama isaje aso mafa.
So that all the possibilities of abuse of power would be curbed.
Isaje ni lanna tambe kol men bega ke je sembola karola ul besi ke kuri me alon ko ba marano lale.
And the temptation or the possibility of it being used as a tool to subjugate people further would be removed or eliminated.
Isaje fanang ke muna fangala nu nyame wolen ka molta ke samaje ke detendi wol be ke kuri me alon ko be marano lale nga bondi akuo ko do ko nyim kono.
Is that what I said? I'm not sure. So that it should no longer be used as a tool to subjugate people.
Sajat motay muna fanola kota ke pour kaje ko ka mol detendi.
Thank you very much. And so the areas of your advice mentioned are as follows.
Itol fota fanal men na wollem nyinde bina men folete.
That is the arrest, detention, unlawful detention and torture of PPP demonstrators who were arrested in 1995.
Wolem nyindi ko follow wolem nyindi ko mutaro menketa anenke sindidula kilen wolem tu PPP la kanun teldi sangola ka 1995.
You've been also mentioned in the Balokante and Co. in their torture. Those are the captives or the captured rebels from the Farafenni attack.
Nduito fota kuto fana me alon ko lem Balokante na donyolu men yalon ko ye boy kanke num Farafenni barracks kanu sangola num kabri ye muta tajire ya men late kan ito fota woto fanantole.
The next one is the torture of Ibrahim Barrow in the Lalo Jaite alleged plot.
Sabanyam mendi wala nyindi ko tajire ya men keta Ibrahim Barrow la welem Lalo Jaite la coup d'etat bayri ngo men ya tumiala.
And the fourth is the 2006 Ndur Cham coup d'etat.
Nani nya wolem 2006 Ndur Cham la coup d'etat bayri ngo nying.
Those are the issues for which you adversely mentioned. But in addition to all this, we would want your assistance for the Commission to better understand the NIA with a view to coming up with practical and impactful institutional reform measures.
Bari hanin kabiwo kan kota ke mbela fla pour yende ma kota ke na dogo nyin kono memu TRRC di isaje nga long te NIA la tamandri bulo ke la kol ke nyaadile andum ite la miro jebe londino la ko ke nyaadile NIA.
I see you have given up the felt hat and the dark glasses for this chapeau, sign of wisdom, so you'd be able to help in that regard.
Na jeko ye fel hato landi ye nyimorna fo dum bito be kala makoy rolti pro kanna kolo tentendi ke sono yan
Sign of wisdom.
o mu londo taman serol
Age has caught up.
katu silang wulutilo selta santo.
So let's move on with the issues.
Adamu da sayanga ko damuda.
Name, full names.
Itoni kontango dum.
My name's Mr. Baba Saho.
Nto mu baba saholete.
Date and place of birth.
Iwuluda sanjumala anu iwuluda mintole.
Born on the 4th of April.
Wuluta April karotil nani?
1961.
1961 sangokono.
Whereabout?
Minto.
In Bondali Tenda, Fonyi Bondali Tenda.
Wuluta bondali tenda sate wolto fonyi.
Tell us about your education. Brief rundown.
Kuma sutula kongdong ila londo karangonyi yaki damuda mintole anu foya kumfa mintole.
Attended Bondali Primary School.
Na follow Bondali Primary Karamudu.
1968 to 75.
1968 kata 1975.
Went to Muslim High School.
Ndara Muslim High School.
1975 to 1981.
1975 kata 1981.
That will make you my senior in my alma mater.
Yes. Then 81, part 81 to 82, I worked with the Ministry of Finance.
Between 81 kata 82 la ucho kono ngado ko ke minister bundala menu marta banko na fulola.
82 to 88, I was with the Gambia College.
82 kata 88 ntartanum Gambia College.
As lab technician.
Nketa technician oti woto ila laboratory kono, ila lab kono.
88 to 94, I was with the Gambia Police Force.
Abu 1988 kata 1994 mbe Gambia la police do ku bundala.
Astaghfirullah. Up to 1992.
Kata hani for 1992.
Then I was redeployed to the NSS 1992 up to 1994.
Utumolen yen saundi kata do ko la NSS kabo 1992 kata 1994.
1995 the NSS was turned into NIA.
1995 ye NSS do ko bunda to falinka yelemandi utumolon iko jeye NIA.
I was with the NIA from 1995 up to 2005.
Mbe NIA kabo 1995 kata 2005.
During these periods, I went to university, Westminster University in London.
Which you can Westminster University to member London.
Studied diplomacy and strategy studies.
Ngamen karanje wolem hadamaya bunya bankunim bankutema monim motema aning bantala kunya lulanya.
At what level?
Tembe yuma fo tembe duma.
Diploma level.
Hani fo mfutata diploma makamoto.
I studied also senior and junior management courses.
Yo ngamara ro fanang do kubunda maranya apalasi du mankolu na apalasi santonkolu tamandinya ngaw fanan londo kran.
In 2011, I was fortunate to do an online course with the University of Cornell.
Between 2009, alay makoy ngalondi karanke University of Cornell
on conflict resolution.
Wala keta fitino lu banyati yani fitina dumba du bengo.
Political Tatarin and Fufus and allies.
Aning politiko fanang sambanya jawolu la karola aning kafunyolu la karola ini menube kankiling.
This does not include the other internal and external causes, short causes we are doing with the agency then.
Yo wo fanang kola wati sutun karangulu menu kake do ku bunda nyin kono aning wati sutun karangulu do menu kake bantala.
Kindly tell us the positions you held during your career.
Yamma kamol mem mara fanye bang wato men ba do ko kono.
Where?
All the positions you've held in the NIA.
NIA je do bundal mem mara.
From commander.
From the beginning of your time at the NIA.
NIA.
Kabo kulu damuta blato drong ya fulo do damenuto iseleta palaso luto nyaming NIA bundala.
You've told us the education.
Yes.
All the education you did.
Now
tell us about your progression in the service.
With the NSS, I was with the analysis unit.
NSS la Carola, ntarta bunda menna wole ka kulu tame ke tenteng.
Could you tell us the relationship between analysis and the other sections?
Fo isa fo no nye chokinyolo membe analysis aning bunda kotangol.
Analysis, we deal mostly on raw information that come into that office.
Analysis wolem kakulu tenten daming kibaro na soton tanyamen dorong afutatan toluma ntelika sinka o kibaro lejube ka koto jube membelari nga koto ka tame fonga lon ko keso moment.
Which units were the consumers of your analytical products?
Sidan ningal telta fale nyin kibaro nyingal ya tame aliya koto be jube aliya lo membe je jumalle ke muna fangala.
The Director General.
Director General do ku bunda kuntonko nga futandi wala.
Would it be given to the other units that are working on that particular subject matter?
Fo abe tilin nal banka o kibaro nyim fananta kadi bunda dolla ko ko mi alon ko be NIA je famar mi alon ko ye sulo so ta kibaro nyim ni naba.
I wouldn't know.
Yani mbuka olonde.
But
if you were director at one stage of external security.
This is why I'm coming. Just allow me to land, please.
Answer the question.
Yes.
If
just answer my question.
Yes, I was.
Good. If the analysis unit works on taskings, isn't it?
Nimbunda mem analytical unit ikadoko kening doko detail nyame.
They are tasked to do analysis on a particular issue, isn't it?
Kadoko dila la pour ye ko yirika ya jube ya koto jube kibaro nyi jube kula me alon ko wala detail nyame.
Yes. So when external security compiles raw data, raw information on a particular subject of interest to that unit, it sends it through the Director General to the analysis unit for analysis. That's a tasking, isn't it?
Ninyi bunda nyenyi kibaro soto ya tabe ya jube ya lo mun kibaro lebe ni ata fo ya tame ya di Director General fana ina murundi wol kan wol fana ya jube fo abuka ke wala nya.
Yes.
So when the analysis unit conducts its analysis,
Nimbunda men ka kibaro nyin tame ni la do ko ke
and everything, which I imagine would include the credibility of the data, the credibility of the sources, the sources that provided the data, the viabilities of the threats, all that are contained in it, and the actionability of the information contained in it. Wouldn't that be the subject, in fact, of the analysis?
ando kibaro
Isn't
nyinga
that
betamela
what the
nyame
analyst would do?
e kamen juwe wala nyindi kibaro nying abota damento anu kibaro nying fan akum ala sulo munati fo e buke nyati wala fam wala ba ni ba tamela ba.
Well, from my understanding with the analysis, we pick out sense and then try to collate X, Y, then we bring it together.
Analysis bundala de ntelu ning yen sasi ko mem futata man kawle jibe afannalu anin atukungulu abelori nyame ningawlu beju be nga tame nga bonyoto nkana wo kibaro buntu ngotu mole ka kafu nyoma.
I noticed that my question evoked a smile on you. You know exactly what I'm saying.
Ngain kalam dala ko nanjini ngaro da kabringa nyini nga muyo do na di nyada andu yalo nande be mem fango foko.
The analysis
Nimbunda men ka kibaro nyin tame ka jube
involves the following.
Memba kono wala nyinti ko
The reliability of the information provided.
kibaro men dita ala sabato nying kaw fanan korosile.
The evaluation of the sources.
Andu mem fango kibaro nyim fanan di ko fanan ko nyin ka korosi.
The actionability of the information.
Kibaro nyim fanan nying atamandi nabe tamandi ra fanan ko fanan juwel.
And reliable conclusions to be drawn from the information in view of other information available.
Kibaro nyim fanan ninga sorota fanan ala labandula nyim fanan ka jubele.
Wouldn't all that be involved in the analytical process?
Fo ni yirikaro be kala warando ning tentendro be kala fo nyun fannal be bu ka jube kibaro nyin kono ninga sotonda nana taw bundaro.
No.
Ani
Are you serious?
See,
Okay, let's. Okay, just a moment. Would you do a source evaluation?
Kibaro nyin ninga nata folo alka kibaro nyi meya di folo alka alako nyi alka jube la fonomba.
Would you do a source evaluation?
Meye kibaro nyin di alka alako nyi jube la ba.
To evaluate whether the source of the information is a reliable source.
Ka jube ka yirka ka jube meye kibaro nyin di fo kibar di la meya lon ko alako sabati tala ba.
Would you do a credibility analysis of the source of the information provider?
Kibaro nyi men dita fo alka fanan na kibaro nyi fanan alka jube la liya tame aliya jube ba fo kibar le meya lon ko kibar sabati ngolem fo kibar sahari ngolem ba.
Are you telling us that is not part of the analysis process?
For ilafta fulani la wokul woldate yirikaro nyi kono ba ni
Just answer the question.
Yes, I am.
But is it that part of the analysis process?
Fo dabe tamero nyi kono ba kibaro nyi nalba tamela ba.
Unless you allow me to answer.
No, I will allow you to answer, but answer this question. It's a simple, direct answer. It's a yes answer or a no answer.
If you have allowed me to answer, then you will know whether it's yes or no.
No.
Because the
but
analysis...
just tell us first whether it's a yes or a no.
Can you repeat your question then?
ako nin kibaro dital falibu kanyin jube men ye kibaro dialla kibaro botanan damin falibu ko dinkira korosi wo mari men ye kibaro dialla fo nyimu lanna moleti bang wala fo mo silano nyin kibaro lale bang fo alibu ko dinkira jube wo kibaro botadamin wo bundala saha falibu ko jibe
okay nkamin tana wonto ko mi kibaro kinam wala responsibility mo woti.
He's saying that
the author of the report is the person who should measure the informant, whether he's reliable, very reliable, or with us, we have the author's report with us. That report is what we analyze.
Inteli kibaro soto. Abotanan daming. Meye kibaro fango kinang. Aninga bota daming wo ikawtole jibe. Meya ayadi menna ikawle la kuwe jibe. Wotumole wo fanankana kibaro futandin teluma. Wotumole mtol fanalisina kibaro nyinta ngana tenteng.
Have you ever done a course on analysis?
Oye karanke o kubu bundala labang ka kibaro ika tame nyamemba.
An investigative analysis.
Wala anin kisikisiro bunda.
Have you ever studied that?
Fayo londi karanke labang.
No. Let us move on. Let us move on. Because clearly it's a bit difficult. So I would not burden you further with that. But the point I want to make, do you accept that there needs to be some coordination and collaboration between the consumer unit and the analysis unit? By consumer unit, I mean the unit that would deal with the analytical product.
Isonta nyinna ko nyimbunda fulo menke kibaro nying menke munafangal ani men yalon ko wonde ka tame fo a jarete lon pour nyimbunda fulo choknyolo e tare e damal tema ban.
See, each working place has its method of doing things.
Kubunda ya la kulu Kenya le soto.
Intelligence,
loading karingo.
You may say is analysis department. It may be different from, let's say, Minister of Finance, their analysis department, or Agriculture, their analysis department.
Loading karingo kisikisir bunda. Mosa fono le anin kullo dinkarin tamandi bunda dolu fatatale ko seno bunda la kullo dinkaringo wala na fulo bunda la kullo dinkaringo wonin kanto nin tankada kullo dinkaringo la tamandi nyalu fatatale.
So if you want to compare these different institutions, you may have some difficulties or some misunderstanding in it.
Ni lafita nyimbunda lu ngamen no foteng lafita wala la kullo dinkarengolu Kenya ke la pour que muliandi.
Why don't you just answer the question?
Asekeno yekole ya kuosoto.
What was the question?
You see, the problem is you want to answer your own question to the extent that you forget the question that I have asked.
No, sir.
What is the question I have asked?
You said whether there isn't any collaboration between the consumer and the consumer.
And the what?
And the person who brings in the consumption.
That is confusing.
He who produces and to whom it is going to.
The question is whether there would be collaboration between the consumer unit, that is the unit that tasked for the analysis, and the unit that carries out the analysis.
Indirectly, yes.
And the analysis unit, their product, would, as a matter of course, be sent to the relevant unit to help advance their work.
Ni to lila do ko ke ikela do ko nyinta wala kibaro nyin kabri ya tame ni foi pareta ikaila kibaro nyinta itala ya di bunda do me alon ko wala kum wala sula taw kibaro nyin na ko tanki.
No.
It would not be.
No.
So
it is sent to the Director General.
Kaki Director General there.
They will say we want thorough XY is missing in this particular thing. For example, they say XY is missing. Can we get the unit responsible to go into it?
Ning yaton koli ya ning Italy la tamero ke foye bandi ya ki suti o ya wolem Director General ti. Wo fanan atelem banga na modol lamba ni sita yo jube wolle ka ha alla nyin kibaro men aliyata me ñin mantara jeede walla ñin mankita jeele mawluje bitun isina mo tentendi tel laftala ñami.
What you have just talked about is the review of the analytical product.
Yemen fo jam wala ñinti ko ron ke o kibaro ñin wala ni ya bun ni ya tame fo ya tenten fo pare tay kana korosi ku kele e wala fo jeng.
You send the report to the Director General and he would look at it.
E report ñin samba kordatio ya afana yesi aya jube.
Would the report filter down to the unit that has requested for the analysis?
For report running, for ikanana di bunda dollar me alon ko wolle kanin ro kala ba wolle sula tala ba.
If there is any research to be done, yes.
Ning ayatara doko ibas ala kunya la sula da saundilale. Ha ikawkele.
I would leave this and proceed. Mr. Witness, is quite clear. Analysis is done
tamero kibaro tameta la tententa
for the purposes of drawing findings and conclusions.
dalilo kan wala nyinti ko me alon ko wolbe fuduri ngo kibaro nyin kono ka be tame ka ke bondi nyokono
and for the formulation of hypotheses.
Saje sinana be ka fu nyoma ya di ya ke kibaro timi alon ko kibaro sa hayari ngolem.
Isn't that the case?
Fo ndam ko la nyaati.
Are you telling me?
I'm asking you.
Whether that's
the case? Yes.
Yes.
Ha, walem.
So you form hypotheses, you draw findings, and it is kept somewhere at the Director General's, and those who tasked for the findings and the hypotheses are not made aware of them. Isn't that a waste of taxpayer money?
No. Is it?
So, madu. Akamenyini ngawla nyindi nateli alla tamero ke foka pare kana nyina de kana soro be janne nali alla tamero ke foye bandi silang alla tamero kola atel nata menji je afutata Director General ya wolem sutioti wul fanali ya jube silang doku bunda kotango fanna kotango me ya lon ko wolle sulata o kibarola fo abuka futa woluma bang amunta ke ka landi Director General la office wala nyama bang ay tuje ako katu akafo lako womunna mu jola la kodi tinyaleti katu bunda men sulatala na mamfuta woluma woto na fatala.
Okay, Mko Hani.
Yes.
Mko Hani kaya ko that final report from the analysis Director General Tamoti.
Yo wala mnyindi ko bitung Allah tamero na kita fabanta Director General talo wote. Okay.
Muna ko sa wala nyindi ko na jita duma.
The reason for that is when it goes down somebody else might see that report who shouldn't have seen that report.
So final report from the analysis strictly for the Director General.
Final report from the analysis is strictly for the Director General.
Did you listen to yesterday's testimony?
No.
Ani?
You are on the oath.
Yes.
Ah.
And if you have, we would be able to tell by the end of the day. Let us proceed. You left analysis and you went to where?
Walam nyintibiri la palaso falling ibota tamero bundale kafdame analysis ye samba section jumal to bunda jumale to koteke.
By the way, do they teach analysis at the NIA?
NIA fo nyinki baro ni ka tame nyame ani ka tende nyama fo ke karandi NIA do.
Yes. People are sent on courses for that.
But you never did any
such course. I just did it briefly with the NSS.
Perhaps that's the reason.
The analysis think, if I'm not if my mind can recall, I went to the investigation unit, or I can't recall, definitely. I can't remember from there where. But I know I went through all the other departments.
Imagine nga mera mbota analysis tu moment nan tata kisikisiro bundala bari aseken hakilo yebo bari bundalu menu bije ngaw bundalu be male.
In fact, your work during that period at the NSS, at the NIA, for instance, you from 1992 to 1994, that's when you worked at NSS.
Yes. In 1990 to 1994, you do go NSS.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
92, 93, and 94.
94, then the coup happened.
Maybe 2.5 years, in fact. And then it became NIA. And NIA, you worked just up to 96, August 96, 2 years.
NIA do go for August 1996
and then you were moved to the UK.
In UK, Angleterre Bangkok.
Yes.
So, but within the 2 years, do you recall which units you worked at?
The investigation unit.
And who did you work with?
My immediate boss was Mr. Fodebari.
Mr. Fodebari leti.
And who else did you work with?
I was there with Baba Dindin Jobate.
Baba Dindin Jobate fanambije.
We are the senior officers there then.
And
who else? Operatives under us.
Between Dokula,
okay, you were third.
Come again?
You were third in command, or?
Yes. I was of the same rank with Baba Dindin.
Yeah, but same rank, there is still seniority, isn't it?
Yes.
So he was senior to you?
I believe so.
Yes. Okay. And you people worked very closely, didn't you?
Yes, we do.
I know you speak very softly. Speak up.
Yes, we do.
There is a lot of fire on the speak up. You developed very close relationships.
Professional relationship, yes, we do.
I see you are very quick to box it into professional relationship.
You see, again, it's language. Depends how you hear it, how you perceive it. So I'm sorry if that should offend you.
No, Mr. Saho. There's nothing offensive about that. And I do not too quickly take offense on things. This is not about me, this is your testimony. We take what you say very seriously. And we listen intently to what you say. And that's why I could not help not underline the word you use, because you qualified the relationship. Professional relationship.
Professional relationship.
The truth is, you developed a very close relationship with Mr. Barry.
That's true.
In fact, you would find yourself in most of the operations or activities he was involved in during that time.
No.
Honey?
Well, the evidence would speak for itself. You are like hand in glove.
Akamuntala ko glove ni bulo almo fulo.
Always together.
Wato be alkatu nyokanne.
That is what used to happen during those days, isn't it?
1996.
1996, yes, from 1994, 1995 precisely, and 1996.
1994, 95, 96.
You agree?
Yes.
Fantale.
That's good. Fantastic. So then in 1996 you went to England.
1996 sang kono inana data Angleterre banko.
Yes.
When did you come back?
Muruntanan sanjuma alla.
1998.
1998 sangolon seitana.
And you continued to work at the NIA until when?
Tentente ka doko ka NIA ji fo wati juma.
Up to, because when I came in 1998,
in 1998,
I left sometime 1999 for another course.
1999 mbota je ntata karandoke.
I came back there, it was around 2000.
Seitana wato mengo
My being at the NIA when I left London.
Nataro NIA brimbota London.
If I should recall, there was never 2 months that elapsed without me going out for a course.
Ning hakilo bakan karifulo bukatambi mambo je kata karamula.
Kindly tell us where you worked from 1998 onwards.
Ye dogo ke bindole kabri 1998 sankono katawe santola.
1998, I came back to the NIA. I was attached to, I think I was deputy director.
1998 brin saitana muruta NIA ngamira
Internal security, under internal security.
Intela simbe director kang. Kanto nintankada konoto Kenya.
Would you accept that the rise was very rapid?
Foi si so nyina ko palasi lafa nyinga tariyata le. Itela palasi lafa. I didn't see it that way.
You did not?
Yes, I didn't see it that way.
What level would be deputy director? In the scheme of the civil service, what level would be deputy director?
Director no lanko, arnyana tarla level jumalto.
I think it's grade 9 or
10. Grade 9 for grade 10.
Wouldn't that be, say, the level of principal assistant secretary?
For the kela makamod member kela principal assistant secretary.
I wouldn't know.
Ma wolon no de.
Mr. Witness, how could you not know? Grade 9 would be the level of councillor.
Grade 9 obekela makamod member kela councillor.
Yes.
And councillor would be the level of principal assistant secretary.
Meaning principal assistant secretary bebe tembeda kilingolta.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you know.
I don't.
You work in the public service. You know these things. Let's cut the pretense. You know these things.
I said I don't know.
First secretary would be senior assistant secretary.
Secretary grade 8. Jola makamola karol.
But I was first secretary when I was grade 9.
Secretary followed bring grade 9.
That is just the designation, but for councillor should be grade 9.
9, yeah.
Councillor grade 9.
Right. I was once councillor. I was once first secretary. So it's the level of principal assistant secretary.
Principal assistant secretary and
you have not been in the service. You've been in NIA only for 4 years.
Remember, it's a connection.
2 years before NSS.
Yes.
So in 6 years, from an ordinary operative.
Not an ordinary operative. I was a commander in NSS.
NSS la Carola.
Go to deputy director.
The commander
But even at that, in 6 years.
Scott's making, I put it that way.
Okay. I raise these things Because there ought to be a system in the public service. There ought to be a system of promotion that is tied to competence and education. Don't you agree with that?
Which I have.
No, I'm just saying, do you agree with that?
I do. This is why which I have.
Do you realize that under the rules, before they were broken any which way, to be a first secretary, you should have a first degree?
I don't know.
Malo.
Which you did not have.
Again,
did you have it?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's move on.
No, excuse me, sir. You see, with us, education is privilege. You may have your first degree, second degree, because you are privileged too. I may not have my first degree or second degree because I'm not privileged due to circumstances. So Chairman, please, I'm asking him not to, because to me it's an insult.
Mr. Saho, is it an insult to you that you don't have a first degree? Is that an insult to you?
Yes.
Well, if that is an insult to you, go and get the degree. But I cannot see how on earth that could be an insult.
No, you see, what you are saying is, my understanding of what you are saying, Mr. Val, is I should not have been a first secretary because I didn't have that. That's my understanding.
No. All I am saying is that you had a rapid promotion. You denied it. I showed you
I never denied it, sir.
Well, you denied it.
I said that's God's making. To you, it's rapid.
No.
To me, it's not.
Mr. Witness, let us proceed. My role is to bring out the facts. And I do not bring out the facts to please you or to please anybody else. I bring out the facts and show them exactly how they are. Okay. We have to fix our country. And in order to fix this country, we have to bring out the facts no matter how inconvenient they are.
Ka sedende kuma kan bondile pour me alon ka man kenyi dum ka bondile pour me alon ko wala bete na fala mbuka bonde membe na fala ka bonde men kan pour kuma ko e findi nyin banko nyin ak nyanna kala kulet banko me alon ko nyanna da londila sila la me alon ko sila tilini waldi.
The problems in our public service is due to great inefficiency, and that inefficiency is as a result of the incompetence of personnel within those places. I'm not directly referring to you necessarily, but I'm just showing that people have been put in places and they do not have the requisite academic qualifications. It's as easy as that. It doesn't matter who is caught in that.
Kolea men nata je banko kan wolem palaso dita mollela ma fayte kungode bara dita modol lela menu ma makamo soto ima lodula soto ima londo soto adum pour ka kolu tembendi kadu ko ke anyama nyim banko kan foye falling amunta ina mana sodi iteri la adisu no lala kumo koto mu woleti woto fonga woje nga tilindi nga tamandi ko sartolu ya kani nyamin ndebe o silole fokan bara manke ko nga wulite ko kamma.
So if you caught up in that, I really do not apologize for that. I am sorry. That is the situation. It's not my fault that you do not have the degree required. It's not my fault.
Niwe mutadum fanang ise haketu amanke ntele ngakede ni misali kama mo degree follow makamo sotong amang sababu ntela ntema woke bari bitu natara natake kuti mentata fute itema ila karola isi haketu bari kule me yalon ko fonga bondinga sene yanda lankenama.
I can see why you feel a little offended, simply because if comparing yourself to everybody else at the NIA, you have made considerable effort to even go to Cornell University.
Niajibe ngalo muna nafang akonyin lafta inio kuyala wala ke diming. Niye fauni modolu la menube NIA alama kamol nim palaso la karola o dalilo le ya sabu andu yesilo soto pour kata hanfo Cornell University oto wobe ketale.
Mr. Witness, the problem we've had with this institution is the culture of people who work there, in the culture of recruiting people who had no qualifications. What we've seen is even people with less than secondary 4 have become commanders at the NIA.
Na alo menji NIA wolem ka moluta ka palaso ludila anin ka moluta do ko la men ya lonko ima londo soto kadunga molu jele menu keta commandati me ya lonko hani secondary 4 londo fango ima soto yo ngawolu nyongol lejije u dalilo le ya sabu fonyi lankene marolu beye ke pray koy.
So let's move on in
Council, just before you move, I just want to remind witness that one of the tasks been given to us here in the Commission is to formulate recommendations for institutional reforms. We can't formulate those things without knowing where the weaknesses lie, things that contribute to some of the difficulties that we've gone through for the past 22 years.
Okay.
They are related to institutions. Oh, sorry.
Chairman ye mem fajang wolem nyinti ko do ko men dita TRRC la ye sasi menna wolem ka do ku bundalu la lanya ni tanyalu jube dinkiralu damene yalon ko nasidalu ketaje munayo nasidalu sabu fongawlu nyiningi ayeje pour nyin kamala falindiro sike nasidalu sotontalun damin fo kolu seita koma nsi wolu dada ay tembe ay betay sajen tew nyong sayin komo sotonna kotake nyin do ko nyin kono wayri yentali sasi wolela wolem do ko timbe menta mande kampur ka bebo nyoto ay sena.
And in looking into that, we are not insulting witnesses that come before the Commission.
Ninga wajibe amanke ko nka sedolu nenne mennu kanajal nendirteng bari fonga tembe dal ni makamo lu longe bo nyoto meye men sabu fonga olong.
Some of the things that happen, appointing people without the essential background, contributed to a lot of difficulties before.
Meyo sabu fanang ye modol leta ye ke makamol nim plasol to menu tambita andu ngol nata ke molut ima londo soto ima do ko sambanya long ima femfel lonje unasi dalu nata soto bundalu nyongol lela mbe borika o nasi dal lela pour sinin samo ndelbina ya maro mel londi la pour ka falingu nati ka kolu tembendi fangawlu long folo nyin nyin sabu mbe wala kisikisirola.
With that objective in mind, Council has been asking the appropriate questions.
Wairi wala muntolu hammoti pour ka kolu lankena ma ay jaba kese woto dalilo le ya sabu Council be wo nyinin kari fasongulu la ama wuli kamfandir kamba ama wuli nendir kamba pour ka wo jaba keso ka woto ay senea nga long même moment.
Council, you may continue, please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let us proceed. I see a little bit of a contradiction in your statement. 1996 to 1998, you were first secretary or second secretary?
In London, first secretary.
And in Nigeria?
Second secretary, because there is no first secretary post there.
So you were demoted?
Amunta menjeta jang wala nyinti ko
my job. If I should be said like you are a protocol officer, that's my job. Attaché, please.
I understand.
Okay.
I would leave it at that. For some national security issues.
Thank you.
So I leave it at that. You see, we pay attention to all these things. All right. So in 2000, when did you deploy to Nigeria?
What did you do in Nigeria?
To the embassy?
For embassy or what?
Do you mind if I make
Please.
Please. August 2000.
August Karotil Nani 2000.
Good. And you returned when in 2005?
2005
Or rather 2002?
2002.
About 2002.
2002.
2002 mafang.
And what position did you hold in 2002?
2002 biri muruta na yema kama jumale soro muta.
If I can recall, I was Deputy Director, External Security.
Nin hakilo mambo. Director nolanko men ikafal bunda me internal security. Wala kanto nin tankada saman external security. Kanto nin tankada maro bang Gambia banko nin bantalo tema.
Until what time?
Wati juma makamo bebulu.
Until late 2002, 2003.
Hanu for 2002 bandulato wala 2003 juna mafangola.
I was given the position of Director, External Security.
Director ya makamo dinna puru kanto nin tankada banko anim bantalo tema.
2003.
Yeah, 2003.
2003.
So that is, you have reached the level of director in 10 years.
Muntai futata director makamo do sanjita ngokono.
Yes.
And then what happened? For how long did you serve as director external?
Wati juma itarta makamoro director external director mematra bantala bankol temo
2003 up to 2005.
2003 for 2005.
And what happened in 2005?
I was terminated.
2005.
Yen na do ko tulo kumfa yen da handi do ko wala.
Why?
Mune osabu.
Definitely I wouldn't know.
De nte malong mune yo sabu.
It doesn't just happen. There would be something that would precipitate it. Whether you agree that it is justified or justifiable or not, there is something that would precipitate it.
Not in those days.
Kule ka sabu akatako anisilo tata wala anisilo manta bari fo kuyeke adoyata nyawnyandi fo kuyeke mensi o palasu mensa sababu hanu fo ye mari bondi do kola.
Not in those days.
What used to happen in those days?
Nobody will tell you I'm being terminated or dismissed because of this is what they told me. I, for one, I cannot.
Wotembo ni e bay buka fo ye bay nyine kan wala nay mari ta sato no la ko ye bay nyine kan wala nganyine ke akate kungode nte kungode nta fono la munan na ye bay.
Mr. Witness, if you dismissed from the service for no reason at all,
I was not dismissed, I was terminated.
You were well, technically they are all the same. The end result is basically the same.
Yes.
The differences is the benefits. Let's put it in generic terms. You were removed from your job.
Yes.
Do you know why? I'm not asking what you were told. Do you know why? What is the underlying reason?
I don't.
Where you are director of external
security.
Were you removed alone?
Yes, sir.
At the time?
Yes.
Before this, where was Fodebari?
He was not with us. It's either with the police or NDA. I cannot remember, but he was not with us.
Otembo ntel nim fode mantara do kola. Abetar la police le wala NDEA. Baridal otembo ntel na mantara nyoka.
But by 2002, he was director of internal security, wasn't he?
By 2002, sound kono atela munu director memanta kono tankol Kenya.
That's true.
Umuto nyati.
And you are director of external security.
Director memanta tankobu maranyala bantala.
Yes, I was.
The yin and the yang. You would agree?
Peter and Paul, yes.
Exactly. You said it. I did not.
This is how they call us, Peter and Paul.
Between the Peter and Paul.
Well, some call it partners in crime.
Unfortunately, we didn't have that name.
Well, Peter and Paul, yin and yang, partners in crime, it's all the same thing. We will come back to that one. So he was removed in 2003. I think he was brought back, and you were removed in 2005. I hope I'm not muddling the dates.
2005 yete bonde ni moñi lungol la.
Okay, and when were you brought back?
2006.
2006.
Briefly.
What is it?
But even at this time, Mr. Barry was also out of service.
Mr. Barry fanang ya bondi do ko nyi kono.
I believe so.
Both Peter and Paul were sacked.
Peter and Paul be.
Yeah.
And Peter and Paul were recycled and brought back.
Between Peter and Paul saying Murundina.
That's true.
On the same day.
On the same day.
By the same person.
By the same person.
For the same purpose.
The same purpose, yes.
To come and extract confessions out of alleged coups.
Puru kana kuma kama muda bondi bul force kama melango tumiri mol nanko ye tumi coup d'état bayri ngol.
No, to come and help in investigation.
Ani nkana nyine la pour kana makoyro ke kisi role to solo be dendi menula.
But officially it has to be couched like that, isn't it? Officially, it has to be couched like that. Come and help these investigations.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I think it's a convenient time for the coffee break. Mr. Chair, may I ask for once, or for the second time, that the witness surrenders his phone to the usher. I don't want any communication between the witness and people outside during this period.
My phones are not with me, they're in my car.
Well, I just want to be certain that the phones are not available to you.
They are not with me.
Could you surrender the phone to
Can't you hear me?
to the usher?
My phones are not with me.
They are in the car?
Yeah. No, I give it to Senghor.
Oh, to Senghor?
Senghor, yeah.
Okay,
Senghor.
then that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. They are in our custody then. That's fine.
That's all right.
We
will take a coffee break and come back at 12 noon. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.